Hello everybody, how are you all? Welcome to Weekly Tech. In this video, we will cover all the important string methods in JavaScript that a developer uses most of the time. So let's start with our first method, that is none other than the length method. So I have this variable here which is holding an airline name. So if I want to log the length of this string, I will simply use length property and it will give you the output. It is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Please note here the space is also getting counted as a character and it is getting included in the length also. And if you want to change this property by doing like this, so it won't affect the original variable, and this operation is a redundant one. So there is no need of doing this because it doesn't have any effect. Now the next one is the add method, and we'll also cover the char add method. So let's again pick this variable and I want to know which character is sitting on the second index. So I'll do it like airline dot add, not char add second index. So please note it is 0 index, so it will start with 0 1 and 2, so you'll get R in the output. And the same you can do with char add, both will give you the same output. So what's the difference between both of them and which one to use? So char add method won't give you the index or the character when you give a negative index to it, but add will work in this case. So when you give a negative index, it will count the characters from the reverse side, or that is from the end of the string. So -2 from the end will be first and second. So please note, when you do it from the reverse direction, 0 is not included. So the first one is A and the second one is I, and you'll get I in the output. But char add won't work like this. It will give you a blank. How to get the last or the second last character of a string by using char add? It can be an interview question. So you can do it like this. You can collaborate, or you can use the length property to calculate the length, and then you can simply -2 from that to get the last or the second last character and get I. But you can do it by using add directly by giving an index. And if you have noted one strange thing, that this dot operator, you most of the time use it with an object. When you have an object and the functions defined inside that object, but how it is working now, you haven't defined anything inside airline. An airline is a primitive type, is a string. You need to go a bit deeper here and try to understand the concept behind it. Strings, when you declare it in this kind of single quotes or in a template literal, JavaScript engine will take it as a primitive type. But you can also create strings from the constructor. For an example, you can say first name string Uday, and you can also say that last name new string Singh. So if you do a console log of type of both the variables, if you note here, if I don't use the new constructor, and let me just give a type of airline also, string and object. So please note, if I declare a string like this in a single quotes, double quotes, or a template literal, uh, the type will be string, the primitive one. When you do it with using only the string keyword, it will again be the string. But when you are using it with the string constructor by using the new keyword like this, new string, it will be an object. So JavaScript engine is very smart. So when you use a dot operator on a string, it will automatically wrap that particular variable into the string object so that you can access the functions of that object. And you can use the value of function to convert that string to its value, to convert that object to its value. So here the value will be of string type. So that's how you can use the value of function also. And whenever you want to access one of the functions, JavaScript will wrap that primitive for you inside the string object so that you can access the functions. So for now, let me just comment out this consoles because we are not interested in this. So by far we have discussed add and char methods of the string. Now comes the char code and from char code methods. Char code and from char code. So you can use square brackets around that string variable to access any of the index of that variable or that string variable, just the way you do it for arrays. So I want to access the first index, it will be a, and I want to access the second index, it will be I. But this won't affect when you assign a variable to it. Let's say I want to assign b to the first index, and I'll console it. So you can change the value of a string by using, or a particular character of a string by using the square bracket. So we were discussing about char code and from char code. So char code will give you the ASCII value of a particular character. So I want to get the ASCII value of the first index of this airline variable, zeros dot char code. We'll get 65 in the output. So 65 is the ASCII value of capital A, and 97 is the ASCII value of small a. So let me show it to you. That ASCII small a will be 97, and then you can use string dot from char code to get the character of that particular ASCII code, and you'll get small a in the output. Obviously you can do it like this. You can get the character code from using the char code method, and you can pass it to from char code and you get the same output, capital A in the output. Okay, so now let's cover the next one, that is a very interesting method and we use it most of the time, that is the concat method. So for that, let me just create one more variable, plane, and the plane name is Boeing 747, and I want to concat both the strings. Like I use template literal, and I'll do airline dot concat it with the plane variable. You'll get Air India, and you need to give a space here, so Air India Boeing 747. That's how you can concat two strings to get a string in the output. So the thing that one should note here is concat will always give an string output. By this I mean string, empty string dot concat. If I concat not a number with an empty string, indeed concat will always give me a string in the output. So nan, so the type here is a string. And to prove this, let me just use the type of method, and the output is string. If you give true, the boolean value here, you'll get again string. The output will be plain and simple true. And the same is with null and with undefined. Okay, the type will be string. So that's a point one should note about concat method. It will always give you string in the output. Now let's move ahead with another interesting function, that is index of and includes. My personal favorite is include, because it will always give me a boolean value and I can directly use it in the if condition. I most of the times I'm not interested about at which position a particular string is sitting. I'm always interested most of the times about whether that substring is present inside a string or not. So for example, let me just grab this this sentence here, and it's a string, and I want to check the index of quick. So for that, let me just define another word, and the word will contain quick as a value, and I want to see sentence dot index of word. So 0 1 2 3, and it will start with 4. So the output will be, oh, I can't one second, I'm sorry for that. Let me just comment it out. I copied it, and the output will be 4. And here what include will do, include will tell you whether it is true or false. Simple, true or false. Please note, if a particular word is not present, index of will give you a negative -1, and includes will give you false. And you can also give a second argument here to both index of and includes to let them know from where to start the searching. For example, I want to give 5 to both of them. So start searching from the 5th position of this string for the keyword or for the word quicks. Okay, let me just remove this for the word quick, and it will give you -1 and false in the output, because we have asked them to search from 1 0 1 2 3 4 5, and after this there is no word matching quick. But instead, if I would have given 2, then you'll get the output as I found it, and I found it at the 4th position, and include will tell you, okay, I found the string. So my personal favorite is always includes, because it always gives me a boolean value in the output that I can quickly sentence dot is not equal to is greater than 0 or equal to, greater than or equal to 0, then say string found, then say found it, or else not present. You'll get found it. And if I say start searching on the 5th index, you'll get not present. But and instead you can use directly the include, so that you'll be skipped of using this greater than equal to 0 thing, and you'll get the same output, found it, from the 2nd index and in the 5th position, not present. So it depends totally on you which one you want to use. If you are interested in knowing the index of a particular keyword or a substring from a string, then use index of. And if you are only interested in knowing whether it is present or not, you can simply go ahead with includes. So let's move on to our next function, that is last index of. And to explain this, let me just grab this string from here and paste it here. It will be easy to note. So we'll use both index of and last index of. Let me quickly grab this word here and I will replace quick with brave. Now I'm interested to know what is the index of brave in the string. So how to do that? You can use the index of function, or index of word, and you'll get 0 because brave is present from the 0th index. But we can see a repetition here. We have brave 2 times in our any string. So if I want to know what's the last index of the word which I am interested in, so I can use the last index of, and it will give me the 7th index. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, starting from 7th index. So that's the major difference between index of and last index of. Let's just move ahead with the next function, which is ends with. And ends with will give you true and false in the output. A particular string ends with a particular keyword or not. So for example, I'm interested in sentence dot ends with barked, and it will give me true because the string is ending with barked. But if I put a full stop here, and it will give me false because the string is not ending with this substring. So if I put a dot here, a full stop here, it will give me true. So you can use the ends with function to check whether a string is ending with a particular keyword or not, to check whether a string is having a full stop at the end. You can use this. It's quite handy. The next one is match and match all. So match will match for a particular expression in your string. For an example, let me just copy it from here to here, and I want to check how many capital letters are present in my string. So we can use a regular expression in that case, and if you guys want me to make a video on regular expression, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make a video where I will cover regular expression in depth. So for now, let me have this regular expression which will search from A to Z capital letters globally, and I can use sentence dot match for this particular regular expression. So match will give you an array in the output, T and T. So I have this T, capital T and capital T here. So if I have made this D of the dog capital, so I'll get D in the output. And match all will give you an iterator in the output. You can iterate over that. So let's say sentence dot match all, again the regular expression, and it will give you an regular expression iterator. And we have learned this from our previous video. We can use the spread operator over an iterator, and that's what we get. T, and the index is 0, the input will be this. You'll get the complete output. Obviously you can have a for loop or for off loop sitting here. So let me just go with a for loop, or let's say for off loop here, and the iterator will be index and the object will be sentence dot, and I want to console the index. You get the same output. So match will give you an array in the output, and match all will give you an iterator in the output. So let me just comment this out for you, so our console will look clean. And Let's just move ahead with our next functions, and these are very interesting one. We'll use slice padding methods. So for example, I have a mobile number like this, which is starting with 0, a 10-digit mobile number. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 digits I have here in my mobile number string, and I want to mask the first 4 letter and the last 3 letters of my mobile number string. I just want to show 4, 5, 6 in the output, and you have seen this many a times in your credit card statements, in your bank bills, that your mobile number, your PAN number, your citizenship number are masked. For that, let me just grab the 4, 5, 6 numbers from the string. So I'll use the slice method to, so slice method will take two arguments. One is the starting index, so begin index, and the second one is the end index, from where to start and till where to slice. So I'll give the starting index as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll give 4 here. Please note, when I give a start index, that start index is included, and when I give a end index, it is not included. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6, and the last one is not included, so I need to give 7 here. Oh, I forgot dot slice, and you'll get 4, 5, 6 in the output, and I will hold it into a new variable, const middle number. Now let's see first how the padding functions work. So for an example, I have a small string ABC, and I want to say pad start. So pad start will take two arguments. One is total length of the string in which we are interested, and that total length will include the length of the string on which we are doing the padding, and the second one is the padding itself, from which we want to pad it. By this I mean, for an example, ABC, the length is 3, and I want to do a padding of 5 stars at the beginning. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and I want to pad stars in the starting. The output will be 5 stars in the starting. And now I want to use pad ends, and pad end will use, and now I want to use pad end. Pad end also works the same way pad starts work. Pad end will also take the total length of the string. So right now we have total 8 characters sitting. 3 is ABC and 5 are star, and I want 5 stars in the end also. So 8 plus 5 is 13 star, and the output will be 5 in the starting, 5 in the end. So you can replace the second argument with whatever you want. You can use a string here, so, and you can have plus also. Now let's come back to our main case of masking the first 4 and the last 3 letters of our mobile number. So let me just comment this out, and now I'll pick this middle name and I'll handle it, and I will create a new variable by masked num, and I will do a pad start 4 elements from the beginning. So, and I already have 3 in my middle num, so 4 plus 3 will be 7, and I want to add in the star dot pad, and now the length will be 7 plus 3 in the last, that will be 10, the length of the original string. You can also use mob num dot length star. And okay, I want to console. Okay, I need to console the masked num, and you'll get the masked mobile number in the output. So that's one of the way of masking your PCI and PII data. Now let's move ahead with the next set of functions that are repeat, replace, and replace all. Replace all is a newly introduced function. So let's have a variable exp, and the value is very with a space in the end. Let's console and use a template literal. I am exp dot repeat 3 times happy. I'll get I am very very happy. So repeat will repeat that string the number of times you passed in the argument. Let's come to our next method, that is replace. So let me just quickly grab our sentence here, and I want to replace the dog with fox. So replace will do the replacement for you. For an example, I have this sentence string and I want to replace dog with frog. So I have dog present 2 times in the sentence string, and let's see the output. If you can see, replace method has replaced the first instance of the dog keyword, but the rest of them are still unchanged. So here we can use replace all method. Let's move ahead with our next method, that is split. So split will split your string. For example, sentence dot split, and I want to split it with an empty string, and split will return array in the output. So a split function takes basically 2 arguments. The first one is from which you want to split the string, and the second one is the number of times or the number of elements you want in the output array. For example, if I want only 3 elements in the output array, I can give 3 here and I can get 3 elements in the output. So it's again a very handy method to split a particular string and capture the output in an array. The next one is trim, and for that let me create a variable wish, and that is having 1 2 3 4 5 h 1 2 e l l o 1 2 3 4 5 spaces in the beginning and in the end with 2 spaces in between. So I can use the trim method to trim all the leading and trailing white spaces from a string, and the output will be, but if you have noticed, the white space in between the string is still there. And so how to remove all the white spaces from a string? It's one of the interview questions, and let me tell you, there are a lot of methods of doing it. You can use again the split method. So let me tell you how. Wish dot, you will use trim first to trim all the leading and trailing, then you can use the split method to split it from a white space or from a blank, and then you can use, and split will return an array, and you can use one of the array methods, join, to join the output, and you'll get hello in the output without any spaces in between. But that's not a good way of trimming all the spaces. Instead, you can use regular expression for that. You can use wish dot replace. The first one will be a regular expression. In that I want to remove all the white spaces. First I want to grab all the white spaces. For that I'll use this regular expression, G for global, and I want to replace it with a no space, and you'll get the same output. I know what you guys are thinking, can we just do like this, because we have learned replace before. So replace all the white spaces with no space. Yes, you can do it, and you can use a trim to trim the leading and trailing. But if you have noticed, as we have discussed earlier, replace will only work for the first instance. It won't care about the rest of the instances, and it will remove only one space and will keep the next space intact. So I know again what you guys are thinking, you can use replace all and this will work for you perfectly, but I would suggest you'll go with the regular expression. So the last in the list is the two uppercase and two lowercase method, and to explain that, let me have a passenger name like this. I have leading space, the first one is small, then capital, then small, and then like this. Now the requirement is, now I want the output to be like this. I want only the first character to be capitalized and rest all of them to be small. And that's how you have seen in most of your tickets, the first letter is capitalized and rest of them are small cases. So we have learned all the methods to solve this. So first I need to remove all the leading and trailing white spaces, and then I'll log it. Okay, so now let me assign it to the original variable, and to do that I need to change it to let, and it will be like this, and I'll console the passenger name. So the leading and the trailing spaces are now gone, but I want the first letter to be capitalized and the next all the letters to be in small case. So to do that I will simply again grab the first letter by using the 0th index. I'll make it 2 uppercase, and then I'll slice the rest of the string starting from the first index or the second element, and we have learned that slice can take two arguments. The first one is the begin index and the second one is the end index. In the case of begin index, the index is included, and in the case of end index, the index is not included. So when you give one is the second index, that is D. So one is included, and if I won't give the second argument, it will go till end of the string. So dot rest of the strings I want to lowercase, and you'll get the output that you want. So that's all folks. I have covered most of the methods, and do let me know if you have any suggestions and query in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe if you like the video. Everything is appreciable guys, please, and it gives me a lot of confidence to make such kind of videos. That's all folks, thanks a lot.